How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So now that the Supra is mostly back together, it's time for me to actually start tackling the wiring. So I've discussed it in the past, but if you're new or just catching up or just tuning in now, this is what so my plus T 7MGE. So I was running a Link G4 original Storm ECU previously, but now I've changed out to a G4 Fury X, so I used to run Waste Spark factory coils, so also now going to the newer coils, and those are low impedance injectors, and I was running resistor packs to get those to work. I went down to go buy some more because I was going to want more now because I'm not going to be running batch fire like I was, and the tuner was like, nah, it's rubbish, throw it away, buy new injectors. So whilst it makes the, I guess, wiring easier, I have to buy new injectors. I don't have to, but he's probably right, I probably should. And last time I had was running on ethanol, my injectors were actually the limiting factor, so might as well go up a size. I have got 1200s, I might as well go to like a 1600cc, something like that. Should be good for 700 plus on ethanol. It's kind of the goal, because yeah, previously was 510 kilowatt with the wheels, and 30 pounds of boost, or 28 pounds of boost when last time I ran ethanol. So there was I think the wheels on that turbo were slightly bigger than what I've currently got. So I figure, yeah, around about 30 pounds of boost, should be around about 700 horse, something like that. Might be a little bit higher on this dyno because it's a dyno pack, not a rolling road. Anyway, I'm getting totally distracted from the actual what I'm supposed to be doing, which is wiring. So what I'm going to do is, I've got a bit of wiring on the inside, which I'd like to tidy up too. And because I hate like lying down on my back and wriggling around and being uncomfortable and stuff, I'm going to pull the dash out because it's held in by like 4 zip ties and one nut. So that's not a big deal. I'll just whip the dash out, get that out of the way, give me plenty of room to work. So yeah, I've got to wire up the e-throttle pedal. So this car was previously wired and running with a Link, but so it was an early model Storm, so it only had the one plug, the A loom. So the Fury has 2. So I've got an A and a B loom. Right, so first thing I'm going to do is pull this dash out. As I said, I've got like one nut there, and I think about 3 or 4 cable ties, and that's about it. Race car life. That didn't sound good. Fuck. Well, I've just done myself a mischief. Not sure where that was attached. I don't even know how that was attached, but it's not attached anymore. Yeah. That could be interesting later on. Right, so that's now the old wiring harness. I can, I guess, start to unwrap it slowly, mark out the things that I don't want, remove those, add the things that are new, and we should be pretty good, because yeah, got this guy here that was going to be for a throttle kicker for when I was going to run anti-lag on a standard type throttle body. So I won't need that, that can go away. That's the old TPS, that can go away. And there is wiring for the dash coolant sensor, which I no longer use, so that can go away. That is oil pressure. I'm going to rewire that, so that's going to be oil pressure and temp. Coolant temp, trigger. So yeah, that'll go. IAT, that'll stay, but I need to change the plug because the new one is a different plug. Down here, what do we got? That is, well, that's gearbox. So I've got one more temperature sensor to add to that. So what I'm doing now is just filling this out with the information that I'm getting from here, from what's labelled. Also, there is a couple of things that aren't labelled, just my bad. That's stuff that I've added. So I've just used the multimeter to check continuity from the wires to see what's what. So I managed to fill that out. Good little visitor. Hello, May. Yeah, so that was first gear position and strain gauge, so got that sorted. Well, less messy. Pretty happy with the progress so far. But yeah, then there is the new injector wires, the old injector wires, fuel pressure sensor will be popping up at the same point as those injector plugs, new coil wiring, it just needs an, I guess it needs an earth, O2 sensor wiring, because that will sort of pop along the same point. I've got another plug as well, because I'm going to have a separate plug, so the coils will be on the engine with their own little plug, so that can separate as well, so I can quickly pull the coils off without having to undo all 6. I could just undo one and just pull it out of the way. Yellow wire there is oil temp, so I'm just going to need to change out this plug here. So this is the old oil pressure, that's going to go there for the fuel pressure, and I've got a combined pressure temperature sensor for the oil. So just a wee bit of an update on the loom. I possibly would have included some B-roll of me fluffing around with it before, didn't really get much great. Basically I used some shitty crimps and I was losing sleep over it. I have had it on the car and powered up, and I tested all the injectors and they all worked and everything's fine, but so I wasn't happy with the work I did, so I'm pulling it apart again. Just redoing some of the crimping job. Crimping tool wasn't quite small enough as well, like it was tight, could have been tighter, and my heat shrink wasn't properly sized. All little bits and pieces that were just a little bit hoary, which I was that was going to bite me in the ass later on, so sort of stripping back and redoing it, and I'm going to try and chuck on some sleeving as well that I've got wherever I can, instead of just the cloth tape, so that it's just a bit nicer. Well, here is my wiring harness now, all wrapped up. There's just a couple of bits and pieces left to do on the car. Yeah, I was about to feed that through now. We've put a whole pile of overconfidence in myself by completely wrapping it before fully testing it. I have previously checked the injectors. Most of it it'll be fine. So I'll just get it in the car now, get these last plugs terminated, and then that is a pretty major thing off the list. And I might start setting up my ECU.